OMG. In August?
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
I mean, we did, because we reported a month ago that this was a possibility that they might waive Nassir Little.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they did it at this point, a month later.
Shams Charania sent out a tweet, or a series of tweets, saying the Phoenix Suns are waiving forwards Nassir Little and EJ Liddell per sources by releasing both. The Suns open up a roster spot and create flexibility for signings and trades during the season. Suns will stretch the 3 years and $22 million remaining on Little's deal, followed up by saying Phoenix officials are high on rookies Ryan Dunn and Oso Ighodaro, and the releases open increased opportunities for both to contribute next season, along with roster movement potential moving forward. Little now enters free agency. OMG! In August?
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
I mean, we did, because we reported a month ago that this was a possibility that they might waive Nassir Little.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they did it at this point, a month later, but it does kind of make sense. He feels like a guy that we haven't talked a lot about for a reason, because he might not have been able to play very much on this particular roster.
Yeah.
And now, as a second tax apron team, you have to maintain flexibility wherever you can. If he wasn't going to play, you might as well keep that roster spot open so that if you navigate a trade where you're getting two players in return for one, you can just absorb them right into that roster spot and not, cut him mid-season to do that.
Yeah, but everybody assumed that they were going to trade Little, and the Suns front office went, not so fast, all right? I had to do that for you, Gerald.
Don't throw me under the bus.
That's your kind of joke.
Is it?
Yes, 100%.
I'm upset.
Lord.
I know there's people that are kind of upset, thinking they should have used Nassir in a trade or whatever. But to Gerald's point, now this opens up the possibilities to trade one piece and potentially bring in two. It also leaves you an open spot where if something unexpected happens, right? If somebody becomes available through some crazy angle or something that we can't see, they have a potential to go there. But it also, to me, it confirms to me that they're pretty comfortable with their team. Mm-hmm. Like they like what they got. They like the players that they currently project to be playing. Mm-hmm. And that leads to the Oso Ighodaro and Ryan Dunn point. This is probably a good move in regards to flexibility, and it gives Nas a chance to go out there and look around for whatever options.
It's a little late for Nas, honestly. I mean, he can probably still find a team. But it's a little bit later in the process of it all. But that dude in the chat said, why not trade Nassir? Didn't he have a decent-sized salary? That could have been the reason why they couldn't have traded him, to be honest with you. Maybe teams were not willing to play ball with the Suns when it came to Nassir Little, no matter what they tried to package along with him.
It was only $6 million, too. It wasn't like...
But if teams didn't want to pay him $6 million over the course of however many years, I would assume the Suns did their due diligence to see if there was something they could get in return.
Do you guys participate in Facebook Marketplace at all? You look around
occasionally,
there, and sometimes you'll see that item that's just priced at a ridiculous amount, and you're like, who's going to buy that? No offense to Nassir Little, but I think we were at a point due to the injury issues that he's had, the price tag, that why is somebody going to trade for Nassir Little just to get 2 second-round picks, right? And then either have this guy in your roster and hope he stays healthy, or turn around and cut him. I don't think 2 first-round picks or 1 first-round pick, or second-round pick. First-round pick, yeah. Second-round pick that the Suns had to offer was really going to intrigue somebody to give up something of value in return for that. So you've got to consider all this. I know fans always think, well, salary, you can trade it. But you also have to remember there's 2 participants in a trade, and somebody has to want what they're getting back. Plus, when you waive and stretch, it takes that hit money-wise and spreads it over, I believe it's 7 seasons now.
7 seasons,
It's twice as many years as there are left on the contract. He had 3 years left plus 1. So
plus 1.
3 years left plus, or times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. It's going to be about $3.1 million per year with his money that he's owed. But John Hollinger said that they'll save about $40 million in tax penalties over the next 2 seasons based on their current payroll. there will be a little bit of a tax hit if they wind up signing a player, just because they have that money from Nas, and then they'll be bringing on more money. But yeah.
But from a timing perspective, John Hollinger also shared that Phoenix had till August 31st to make this decision.
Yes.
So it was quickly approaching. They may have just been like, listen, we did our due diligence. We're going to move on and move forward. We don't need to wait until August 31st.
And the years on Nas's deal is why it becomes difficult too.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know, if he's an expiring contract, maybe you can get somebody to take that with some picks. But with the length of the contract and the amount of money in this new CBA we're in and the tax aprons, it probably scared off a lot of teams. So this makes the most sense.
Yeah, let me ask, and this happened right before the show, so none of us may know. I obviously didn't get a chance to look it up. But when you waive and stretch, does that count against your salary cap for 7 years?
Yes.
So you're going to have that 3.1 on your salary cap
For 7 years.
For 7 years as well. So this is a decision you got to put some thought into too. Do we want to keep the hit for just 3, or do we want to stretch it there? So that's another part of this decision that they.
But that's also why you saved the $40 million in taxes, because you lower that number annually. So, I mean, this is a crazy business, and it is a business. And so we saw what Matt has done with the roster and $400 million payroll. But you have a situation where a guy may not be able to get on the court. And now this could potentially be good for both sides. This gives Nas an opportunity. I know it's late in the process, but he's still a very young, talented player that's got the potential to get better. And if he can get on with another team, maybe this works out for both sides.
And just to clarify what Hollinger had said in terms of the August 31st deadline, if they had waited till past August, they would have had to pay the current year's salary, and then the remaining years would have been stretched over 5.
5 instead of 7.
So this way you're getting out of that money that you owed him for this year.
Yeah, because you would have taken that hit.